Chopping it up with G and Z. Chopping it up. 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 Chopping it up with G and Z.
Chopping it up with G and Z. Welcome to the show, to the new episode. What's going on? I'm G. This is Z. What's happening with you, my brother?
Man, shoot, I'm chilling, man. Ready to get through the show. Want to talk about the ladies from Wakanda. Oh man, what's going on with these police in this country? Like, why are we still even stopping people? Like, bro, I'm ready.
I hear you, man. How was your weekend, brother?
Oh man, it's pretty good, man. You know, my mom back in town. My mom is halfway between Miami and here, so she's here, and the girls got to hang out with mama. So that was great.
Oh,
good seeing them happy. Dope. And then me and my wife went to have a date night finally, so that was good too.
Oh man, hey, cool. Yeah, I saw the picture. So yeah. Seemed like it was pretty nice, man. Yeah, my wife had me up. I actually had to work this weekend, brother. So on top of that, I had some honeydew stuff to do over the weekend. Still got into the date night though. Date night is crucial. Jesus.
Yeah. At this point, yes, definitely understand that.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's get this show cracking, man. First thing I guess we can talk about is some NBA. We NBA fans over here, and there was a whole slate of games that happened yesterday over the weekend. There's a good game going on tonight, right now as we speak.
Yeah.
But man, an insequential game, actually, the Hawks versus the Hornets. The only reason I bring up this game, man, is because there was a dunk. Bro. Oh my Lord.
Bro.
Miles Bridges went into the lane and literally cocked it back to his, he cocked it back like the old school Kobe poster. Remember the Kobe poster where Kobe was like that and cocked it out? Yeah. That on Capella. The dunk was just insane, man. Insane.
Dude, it was chest to chest. I think that's what happened. They met in the air with their chest, but his arm was still, so like when he came over, man, and bro, he dunked it so ferociously. I was like, bro, that is just like bam, bam. I was like, oh my God. Oh Lord.
Bro. I mean, man, when I watched that, I had that Stoudemire. Remember that Marbury face?
Yes.
It's nasty. That was just nasty, man.
It was a
Strawberry face, nasty.
To me, it's the dunk of the year, man. I think PG had one like the day after, like the next day. PG got somebody, and I was like, oh. And even though PG still had that in him, he got somebody. Yeah. And then Anthony Edwards got the Asian dude earlier this year. That was a great dunk too. So that's number 2 now because of what Miles Bridges did. Oh, bro.
That's what I was gonna ask you, man. So you feel like that was the dunk of the year though, right?
Bro, right now that's the dunk of the year, man. Like just the veracity of which he slammed it with and like the height.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, oh, buddy.
I mean, what got me with the Anthony Edwards dunk was the way he came down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like, remember that Pippen dunk on Ewing?
On Ewing when he came
where
down,
he just kind of came down, and the way Ewing fell and the way Pippen was kind of like, get off me when he came down.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards dunk was almost like that to me. Like he just went up and yoked, and the way he fell down with him, like just, and then got up and looked at it on screen like,
bro, did you see Clint Capella?
This one.
Clint Capella was just like, he was like, bam, he just put his head down and ran down the court. He didn't look at nobody in the face. He was just like, dude, he got me. God dang it. He got me.
Oh man, can you imagine being his brother or cousin, man? Just, hey man, I got some words of consolement for you, brother.
Bro,
that was terrible.
Have I ever told you the story? We was at State, I want to say our senior year, and Ryan Humphrey got dunked on by there was a dude from Dell City had super hops, and Hump went up to try to block his shot, and he dunked Hump. He got Hump good too. But I was in a row with Hump's big brother. Remember the one who played linebacker at Pittsburgh? he turned at the dude. He said, when you try to block the shots, you might get got. Better sit down. And the dude was just like, oh. I think Big Hump just punked this whole row. Everybody was just.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. But yeah, that my goodness. And man, even I think it was so bad that even just the reaction to it was crazy too. Man, and if you hear the announcer,
oh yeah, the announcers was
went insane. He was just like,
yes,
oh my God.
He was like a Spanish soccer announcer at that moment. You know, go like
go. Oh man, yeah, that's definitely going down as the best dunk of the year to me.
Bro, that was amazing.
All right, man. So another I want to pick out the highlight games actually, man. So there was also the game between the Nuggets and the Celtics. And I think, and we were just talking about it, but I was watching this game, man, and literally I even texted you anytime and was like, man, Joker is like the best passer, big man passer in the league right now. He is carving up the Celtics. This is like third quarter. They're up, 15, 16 points. I ended up turning the game off because I was like, oh, this is going to be an automatic W. And granted, this I think would have been like the Nuggets' 9th win in a row or something like that after they got Gordon.
Yep.
So, man, but look up. And sure enough, the Celtics came back and won. Bro, what are your thoughts, man?
Bro, when I seen you say that in the text, I was like, man, let me look. And I want to say they were down like 20. I think it was 20 plus or something. I was like, bro, they getting whooped. And then I seen something like the miraculous comeback by the Celtics. I was like, miraculous. And I looked at the thing, I said, God dang it. Because I was sitting here, and I'm sitting here and I was like, man, I was gonna watch the game, but then there wasn't nothing on. So I ended up watching Black Lightning. And I was like, bro, I could have watched like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, who would have known they would have came back like that? But it looked like they were, bro, like it was terrible. The score when I seen it, and I seen what you said, and I was like, man, nah, I'm cool. I ain't even gonna watch that.
I was just watching because the Nuggets been on a roll, and I've been wanting to actually see how Gordon is fitting in. Because originally when they did that trade for Gordon, I was like, man, because he seems like a Michael Porter Jr.
He don't.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of a.
He don't.
But when you watch him play, man,
they're not the same at all. They're not the same person. So for me, Michael Porter is like a he's a scorer. He's like he looked at Carmelo as a child. And he has a mid-range game, he has a long-range game, he'll handle, you know what I'm saying, like that.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon is a flyer. He's a jumper. He done added a little bit of a three-point shot to what he did, but he's been a slasher and a dunker. And Michael Porter Jr. ain't athletic like Gordon is at all.
Man, you know who Gordon reminds me of? He reminds me of like a Dominique.
Yes. Yeah,
the way his game. Now, I'm not saying
except Dominique was a way better scorer. Yeah.
But I mean, like as far as how his game is played, it just reminds me of like a Dominique.
It's very above the rim. It's very athletic. Yeah. Like he's bouncy.
Yeah, but the way Joker finds him, I think that's just gonna get better because he finds him like in the perfect spots
because he's always looking, man.
Score. Yeah, it's crazy,
bro. I think.
But anyway, Denver, man.
I think with Denver them having Gordon, and if Jamal Murray play like he's supposed to, with Joker and Michael Porter the other night had like 30, and I was like, what? If he start getting 30, that's gonna be an issue.
Man, I am very impressed with this Denver Nuggets team, man. I gotta say, even though they lost to the Celtics,
hey, it's the NBA,
which is crazy. Which is crazy because they scored 8 points in the fourth quarter. Like the Celtics held them to 8, and they have no like inside presence except for that one young cat, Williams, I think his name is.
Yeah.
And I think my only gripe with the Celtics was like he should be playing more. But I will say some of the times I've watched him play, he'll make rookie mistakes. Like he'll just foul, be in foul trouble, and miss a whole quarter. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I seen. Embiid took advantage of him like early in the game when they played. He was out. He was probably out the game within like the first 4 minutes of the game, bro.
But still, I don't know, man. There's something about the Celtics. They should be better because of their talent level. Because I mean, Tatum and Brown just by themselves, they should be able to win.
I don't believe they don't have help like they're supposed to have help, man. It's like Kimba's not doing what he's supposed to do this year. I don't know. We keep talking about it, man, but Kimba don't look the same. It's something different there. And Marcus Smart has been in and out. They have no presence from the inside at all, man. And I think they really miss. I keep on saying, and I know it's 2 years now, but I really think they missed the little guard Rozier. That's what made them hard was Rozier. And they had like four guards they could rotate or bigs or
but they also had they did, man. Plus they had some of that grit though. You know what I mean? And I think part of it too is because Smart has been semi-hurt. I think he's finding his groove now since he's been back, but yeah, I don't know, man.
But Rozier had a lot of that. Rozier had a really I will punch you in your face. He was one of those, you know how you play basketball and you have some people be like, well, you know, if it happens, it happens. And some will be like, nah, I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah.
Every team needs one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like you need one of those if you're gonna survive this.
And I don't think they have that no more. I don't think they have that no more.
Yeah. All right, man. So get into the last important game, the most important game to us. Oh, dude, the Lakers.
Bro.
No LeBron, no AD.
Bro.
And we go to Brooklyn,
bro,
and serve up a good old-fashioned L.
Bro.
By 20. Serve them a good L by 20. Hey, man, did you actually get to watch some of the game? Or
I got to watch a little bit of the game, man. Because we was moving around, we were doing something, man, and you know we have our Zoom call on Saturday, man. So I was like, when I turned it on, I had missed a whole bunch of it, but I seen the score and I was like, Gerald is gonna know about this now, Mr. Nets. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I still say them boys can't be stopped, man. They can have one game during the regular season, and trust me, I was happy. I was like, yes. Boy, get it.
I was elated. I posted about it, man. I'm like, oh, bro. I was like, oh yeah. Because the thing is, like, if we,
I know you didn't watch it, man.
But I heard KD was off, and then I know Kyrie got ejected too.
Yeah, well, but that to me, that wasn't even the point of how we won the game. I felt like, because I mean, I know KD hitting 5 of 5 the first time he comes back, or you know what I'm saying? I just didn't see him. Even if he hit 40, I felt like we had that game. Only because when that ejection happened, man, I think we were up like 4. And then we just took off after that. But one of the things I will say is Drummond actually was beasting.
Yeah.
That's why we won that game.
Yeah, he had like 22 and 12, right?
Yeah. But it wasn't even just in the box though, or in the stats. I mean, when you watch the game, you'll see like, I mean, they tried to put Aldridge on him, man, and he was just muscling the crap out of Aldridge. Even when Aldridge he missed the shot. Yeah. Even when he missed the shot, you felt like Aldridge lost about 5 years of his life. just because of how Drummond was just down there punishing him. Like, that's 1 year, sucker. That's another year.
Bro, I think that's all gonna translate if we get AD and LeBron back healthy, man, all of that'll translate, bro.
Yeah.
Because who they gonna put on him down there, man? AD will eat up everybody, and then what they gonna do with Drummond?
Yeah, I mean they only got 12 fouls between Aldridge and DeAndre Jordan to go around.
And Green is a 3.
But I can't see Green. Yeah, Green. I can't see him really guard. He did a couple. I think he actually rotated a couple of times for DeAndre.
They'll have him trying to play AD more than they'll have him trying to play Drummond. But he'll be out in that mix too.
Yeah, but I can't just imagine now. Man.
And
just
Blake
thinking
too,
about
what they do with Blake.
Blake actually played. He played sparingly minutes though, but he didn't do too much that night.
Okay.
So, but just thinking about AD back and Bron back. And speaking of Bron, man, did you hear the news that it's 6 weeks now? So, well, we're in I think week 2. So week 3.
So 4 more weeks before he come back.
So 3 more weeks before he come back.
Jesus,
bro, they cutting it close, man. And I don't like that, but I mean, I understand. And see, that's the thing about it. Like, I understand LeBron taking his time because I think we talked about it. Like a high ankle sprain is nothing to play with. You know what I mean? Like it's different for every player.
Yeah.
So some people was like 3 weeks, some people were 4 weeks.
Some people was like 6.
In this case, 6. I mean, the man is what 38,
36,
36. Excuse me, but
like
still.
Jesus. Is he 45? Like, yeah, sorry.
And he like 46. Yeah. Still out here dunking. So now, man, I just hope we get back. And then my thing too is, man, playing in that, you know what I'm saying, playing games. It's gonna be, I don't like it. I wish that we could actually stay at that 6 or 5 spot. Because if we move down and we have to do the playing game, I just
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be doing the playing game. I would like for us to 4 or 5 range, man. At least 4 range, man. But I think that might be out of reach now.
yeah. And I mean, you know how this is gonna work though. The playing, how to play in playoffs. So 7 and 8 will battle up.
9 and 10.
9 and 10 battle up, and whoever wins out of that whole four team stretch will get the 8 seed. Man, that just kind of but anyway.
Yeah,
man. So I wanted to address though too. One of the things that came out of this game, man, and this will lead us into our next topic, was Kyrie. So Kyrie got into it on the floor, got ejected from the game. And if I don't remember, man, I'll tell you, we're getting old. Yeah,
Dennis Schroeder.
So him and Dennis Schroeder, it's not Schroeder, it's Schroeder.
Schroeder. He's German.
Yeah, see,
you're right.
Him and Dennis Schroeder got into it during the game, and both of them got ejected. Well, Kyrie came out and talked about what it was that ticked him off so much, where they actually got into it on the court.
Yeah.
And what happened was Dennis Schroeder called him, you know what I'm saying, the N-word.
Yeah.
I mean, just the same way, you know what I'm saying, how we always mess around, whatever the case is, or we don't anymore. But he came out with a tweet, man, and I kind of wanted to chop it up with you about this tweet. So his tweet was, the N-word is a derogatory racial slur. It will never be a term of endearment. It will never be reclaimed, flipped, whatever you want to call it. Never forget it's foul in true history. Throw that N-word out the window right alongside all these other racist words used to describe my people. We are not slaves or ends.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to bring this up to you, man, because I heard some people kind of chopping it up, man, about what Kyrie's been talking about. You know, we don't use that term with each other anymore like we used to back in the day, but I know that it's still out there.
Yeah.
And so kind of wanted to chop it up with you about that, man. What do you think about what Kyrie talked about?
Man, for me, man, you know, like I try my hardest not to use the word, man, especially in mixed company. You know what I'm saying? But when I get excited, you know me. I've always been like that. When I'm excited, it's like a scene, like I sing it like a song. You know what I'm saying? So I've always tried. I think because me and Natan used to go back and forth about it a lot, and he kind of feels like the way that Kyrie felt. So like, yeah. I definitely understand it, man. And my thing is too, like, if Kyrie would get upset at a white man for calling him an N-word and he doesn't like that, it's totally fine for him to get mad at a black person for doing the same thing. I'm not mad at him at all about it, because if you look at the tape, he said, Schroeder said, well, God dang, he said, well, God dang, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And Kyrie looked at him and said, I ain't your, and he said it. He said, I ain't your, don't call me that. We ain't cool like that. We don't mess with each other like that. And I was like, So you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely understand it's a history behind the word, man. Like, and you know where I am, man. I don't like anybody outside of black people using the word. I don't really, I'm not good with passes for anybody. I'm just not good with the word outside of black people using it. And I understand too, though, we have older black people that use it. We have younger black people that use it. And I see younger black people be cooler with other races using the word. And I'd be like, I'm not cool with that at all. You know what I'm saying? But as far as them two, if he feels it's a derogatory slur and he don't want nobody to use it, I'm not mad at that at all.
Man, so there's two schools, you know, there's two schools of thoughts on this, of course. So like there's I've heard people call it like the older generation, but I really don't see it like that. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, like there's a certain respect. I mean, I won't walk up to like a 60-year-old man, 65-year-old man and be never. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, when they talk about how it's a term of endearment or whatever the case is, I mean, it all depends. There is a fly. Sorry, Z. And it's about to drive me batty, dude. I swear. That's why I'm sitting up here doing this. I'm just like, what in the world, bro? You can
Lord
edit that,
Jesus.
keep it in if you want.
Oh my
Like, sit
God.
over here and punch this mug. Anyway, man. So now, man, there's two schools of thought on it. Like, because I mean, man, we grew up talking like, you know what I'm saying? What's up, my dude? What's
Yeah.
up, my dude? Whatever the case is. Man, you know
Yeah.
that nigga over there, Trey, tripping, man. So I mean, it's almost trying to get it out of our vocabulary is rough, especially with it being in our music, in our everyday life so much that we've just always used it.
Mhm.
And I think there is a certain point where you become enlightened to the plight of black people, to our people, that you do kind of start getting that feeling like Kyrie has. Like, man, I wish we would just stop using it, period.
Agreed.
Like I heard Chris Broussard talking about it today. And you know, he's on that camp of, hey, I wish we wouldn't use it, period. And I think I can't remember who he was talking to.
Rob Parker.
No. He was actually talking to Shannon
Oh,
Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
And you know, Shannon Sharp is like, man, I use it all the time.
I know.
Skip.
Shannon Sharp looked like he used it all the time too. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, there is two schools to thought to it, man. And I'm with you, man. Most of the time I won't use it. I've caught myself actually not or trying not to use it. And it's helped me sort of say, but like you, especially if I'm watching the game and I get that nigga there, man, what?
Or you get super comfortable around somebody.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I will watch who I use it around though. I will not use it around,
Yeah.
especially some of the cats I work with. Oh, heck no. They will never know.
So the crazy thing for me is I think I understand the two logics behind or the two arguments behind it, but what I will tell you is that, like, you know what I'm saying, like the LGBT community, they use a lot of terms as endearment to each other that we can't say, right? And that's also just like this, just like the women talking to each other and calling each other B words. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Native people use Native slurs to other natives. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's just I don't think that's a black problem. I think that's a problem that everybody kind of struggles with, because you have that moment when you to yourself and you say certain things that may have been, you know, the crazy thing was like when we was in college, we knew some people from like some people from India, you know what I'm saying? And they used to call themselves San, and we'd be like, I mean, it's not a derogatory term towards me, but I don't like that N word in it, but that's what they call them. And it was the weirdest. It was like, I don't know how I feel about this. You know what I'm saying? But they would call each other saying N words. And I just be like, it's got to be a better clarification for me. I don't know how to feel about this. You know what I'm saying? But it was a slur that was used derogatorily towards them. And then I was like, well, I can't really be like, well, you can't say the N word at all. Like, so
that's between them. Which does bring me to one point though, and I, like you said earlier, man, there is a section of this young generation that is cool with like white folks saying it if they in their crew or a clique or whatever the case is, and I'm like, bro, ooh, you pushing it way too far. Like, no. Yeah. I mean, shoot, even Eminem, who is a rapper himself, knows there's a line you don't cross.
Yeah. Bro, like, I'd be like, so there's a little cat, you know what I'm saying? And my wife said I'm getting old and grumpy, but some little kids be out here playing or whatever, and it's a little one, you know what I'm saying, a little white boy, and I swear I've heard him say it, man. And it's other black kids be out here with him too, but I never really heard it clear enough where I could be like, that's what he said. But like, if I hear him say it, like if I hear it say, bro, we're gonna go and talk to his parents, and I'm gonna tell him like, look, it might have been cool around these people. You're gonna say that word and somebody's gonna hurt you. And it's not gonna be like a, hey, you don't say this. Somebody's gonna hurt you. You can't say that.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy, man. So transitioning from that though to current events, top news, what's happening now in the world. Man, I feel like we're just rewinding and scratching a record here. Just keeps on happening. Policing in America. right in the same county in
Bro.
Minnesota where they are now having the actual trial for Chauvin, Derek Chauvin, for killing his knee on the neck of George Floyd. Another unarmed black male was shot. The police chief says that it was an accidental shooting of 20-year-old Dante Wright, thinking it was a taser. If you watch the video, you see they pulled him over. Number one, they pulled him over for having, check this out, air freshener in his rearview mirror, on his rearview mirror. Figured out that he had a warrant out for his arrest. They handcuffed him. I think his mother actually said he called her while he was in the car.
Yep.
Yeah, while it was going on, asking for insurance documentation and so forth and so on. If you watch the video, which I hate watching these videos, but sometimes it's good to watch the video so that way they don't try to turn around and say something happened that didn't happen. They were trying to handcuff him or had handcuffed him before they could all the way fully handcuff him. He got back in the car like he was trying to get away from him. The lady pulled her gun out. You can see her have the gun in her hand, and she said, "I'm about to taser, and then boom, she let it off one round, and he died in the car. So, man, there are right now some actual demonstrations going on in Minnesota because of that. There was also in Virginia another insane video of police officers holding an army officer at gunpoint, handcuffed him, and doused him with pepper spray. All of this during an illegal traffic stop. I guess they tried to pull him over because they thought he didn't have tags on his car. It turns out he had temporary tags in the back window. He drives to a well-lit gas station area, and they literally just go ham on this dude who is actually an Army sergeant and was in his uniform at the time. Excuse me, he's not a sergeant, he's a lieutenant.
He's a lieutenant.
My bad.
Yeah, he was a lieutenant.
But he was in uniform at the time when they made this stop, and they still did all this. And if you watch the video, again, I hate watching some of these videos, but it's good to know that. So, they were just talking noise to him, threatening him.
Oh no, they were talking. They were
major.
It was like he was like, I'm in fear for my life, and he was like, you should be.
Yeah.
It was that kind
like,
of. It was that kind.
You're gonna ride this lightning.
Yeah, like
whatever.
Pretty much, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Just
crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff, man. So, your thoughts on some of this, man, and what you see happening, brother?
Bro, my first thought is like, why are we even doing traffic stops anymore? Why are we doing traffic stops? Y'all have proven that we can't do traffic stops in this country. Right? And even if we go, how about this? I can't even gonna say this country. Y'all have proven that y'all can't do them in Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, bro, it's to me that's the first thing, man. It's like, how arrogant are you to know that all of this stuff that happened last summer, all this stuff that's going on right now, and for you to do that, and you tell this man said, I'm just trying to go to a well-lit area so I could feel safe. You know what I'm saying? He said, because I feel threatened. And he said, you should. You're going to ride this lightning wave. And then they need him. And then they pepper sprayed him. Bro, he's in a military, his military gear. Like he's in his army suit. So, bro, and then I don't want to go all across the table because I feel like I could go like 20 different ways. But I feel like the police, we have seen that the police, it has to be something different has to happen. All the people that are police right now, they need to be tested and made sure that they can handle this job. If they can't handle this job, they shouldn't have this job. The second thing is we have to stop doing traffic stops. Y'all are doing traffic stops unless they are speeding. Let's not do traffic stops at all. As a matter of fact, can we set up automatic cameras where people get, if people are speeding, we could take a picture or the tag, send them a ticket in the mail. But we have to do something different there. We can't do wellness checks no more. We can't do that no more because they've shown that they can't de-escalate situations, and when they feel threatened, they just go and kill people. So like the whole, and everybody keep on saying like defund the police, so we got to change this, and they be like, well, these are the problems. This is why we have to do something different with the police force, because these people keep on getting killed and the people keep looking like me. That's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, I was thinking about this today, like, and I know we were going to be talking about it on the show. But I started thinking to myself, like, man, what type of legislation could help this? And I really just thought to myself, nothing. There is no legislation, because I mean, you can put an order saying, okay, police can't, like the chokehold stuff. Police can't chokehold this way. They'll find another way to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like that you then got to go back and say, oh, and to me, it all starts with just policing in this country, the culture of it. Like there's a culture of policing in this country where it's always been this way. Like, man, I challenge people to look at not the first video of the young man getting killed in Minnesota. That's, to me, that's like an aftermath of the actual problem. The problem in itself is, why are these people getting pulled over?
Yes. Dude.
That's policing in this country. Policing in this country is always black people are this. You're automatically a suspect before anything. Immediately, you are always automatically a suspect.
You're black and you're in a nice neighborhood. Let's pull them over. They shouldn't be here. You're black and you're in a bad neighborhood and it's too late. They're doing something wrong. So like the thing is, you keep on thinking, like your thought process with black people, that's a problem. And then
what I meant
wasn't Castile in Minnesota too?
He may have been.
Yeah, you remember
what's the cafeteria dude?
You remember he said, I have the gun on me, and his girlfriend
said, I got my stuff with me,
and they killed him. That was in Minneapolis too, bro.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oof, Jesus, Minneapolis and Minnesota just need to do something. But my other thing too with this man was not just the police culture, because I feel like the death of the young man in Minnesota can correlate to that stop that we saw in Virginia. You know what I mean? Because we all have been stopped. We all know that what happened in Virginia has happened to us when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I got pulled over in Norman, actually going to go visit the Caddy Shack down at OU. Got pulled over in Norman, man, and I mean, the dude treated me like what you doing, piece of, just talking crazy, and literally, dude, I'm sitting here like I can't really do nothing. I left that, man. I'm thankful he didn't actually try to take me to Norman jail time for the night, but I mean, just the fact that he could have, and it wasn't nothing I could have done. You know what I'm saying? This is before we had cell phone cameras, before we had body cam footage. You know what I mean? My thing is, we all have stories that correlate to what happened in Virginia to this man who was a military lieutenant.
Bro, in uniform.
In uniform. But I mean, we can relate to that because that's happened to, talk to any black man in this country. And I guarantee you 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 of us have had a stop like that where we're like, you know what? I'm kind of, I may be in jail for the night. I don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Bro, so the thing for me, man, is like, I used to tell people all the time, man, when we were in Miami, man, you used to hear all the time about the police arresting people and then beating them on their way to jail. And you used to hear that in Tulsa too. Like the police arrest a black person, they beat them on the way to jail. When they get to jail, they be all like bruised up and stuff like that. And I'm sure it happens more than just those two cities, man. So like, there's always been a police issue. And honestly, for you to even bring up Norman is crazy. Because remember, I had the braids. Was it Norman? So anytime that I took my braids out and my hair was like big, I got pulled over. I probably got pulled over in Norman 20 or 30 times, man.
Yeah. Dude, I remember they pulled us over in Norman like one time. We weren't doing nothing. They pulled us over we got pulled over with some OU football players, man. The dude knew they played football for OU and still, bro, sprayed mace like
Like it
like
was
crazy.
bro, it was crazy, man. But you know what I'm saying? Police have always been like that. And the crazy thing is for them to have that attitude that they're better than you. And they jump out the car and they talk to you in a way that's not respectful. And then they expect for you to be respectful to them. And then if you say anything that's not, if you're disrespectful, then now they want to fight you or they want to handcuff you and punch you in the face. I tell you, we've been watching The Wire. And I have seen every time they fought a dude, they've handcuffed them. Then they fight them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, that is. But I think that's the caliber of police too. I think a lot of police are terrified, but they want to hurt people. And so that's why I keep on saying, man, a lot of these people who are police officers need to be out of this. They need to start from the ground up. They need to do testing. They need to do psychiatric evaluations. Man, it's got to be a whole bunch of stuff that they do because what it is too many racists that are police officers. That's where
my thing is too. Yeah, my thing too is there was a report that I believe the FBI did where they said
years ago
police departments were infiltrated by the KKK.
Yes,
we know that for a fact. Why doesn't that get released? Like,
bro, okay, but they know it.
Which departments was it? Tell me where it came from, who was, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you need to flesh that out. Like, that has to be fleshed out. It can't just be this, you know, it just needs to all be.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you know it. And I definitely don't want to say it like you don't know it. But when people were coming home from Vietnam, the LA police officers or the LA police strictly recruited Southern white soldiers coming home to be police officers on purpose. So how many of them Southern white officers done moved from Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, whatever, I've been in California working for 30 or 40 years on the force? Known racists. No, they don't like black people. How many people they done sent to jail? How many people they done beat up? How many people they done framed? You know what I'm saying? And I think when you think about law enforcement in this country, that's what you have to say. People always be like, well, he says he's innocent, but everybody says that. But most of these black people are innocent. Yeah. Bro, look at all these cases of these people going to jail and getting these sentences and not did none of these crimes.
Yeah, but man, so I have to separate it though. Like, there is a section that is very racist. That, I mean, just openly racist, just to be racist. I'm gonna beat black boys up when they get into my car, type of thing. Yeah. What I'm talking about is just the structure of it, because it's so ingrained in the structure of policing in this country. Yeah. How many black males are still in jail for weed charges?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Where if same amount of weed was found on a white counterpart, they're not even taking them into custody. They're just like, oh, enjoy your night. I'm gonna make sure you get home safe.
Bro, there are studies that show this.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember the one guy who got shot at the was the parking lot of Burger King or something like that? They had the whole conversation on tape. Like, the guy was drunk. He fell asleep in his car in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
In Atlanta. I'm sorry. This was in Atlanta.
This summer.
Fell asleep in his car. They came out. Somebody called the cops. Like, this guy's sleeping in his car, whatever the case is, and they're just talking to him. Now, you know good and well, if there's a cop who is one of us or who knows him, he would just be like, "Oh, you fell asleep in your car. You drunk, man. I'm not gonna let you drive home. I'll tell you what. I'll take you home, or whatever the case is, or we'll make sure you get home safely." That, to me, that's policing. Yeah. I want to make sure that you're not a danger to somebody else. I don't have to take you in. I don't have to actually try to put you in jail. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to pay some court costs and all this other stuff. I'll tell you what, I just want to make sure you get home safe tonight. That's my job. Instead, the system is used as like this plantation device.
Like, where I want to punish you. I want to inflict pain on you. Like, so like, I want to find you. I want to beat you. I want to humiliate you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the stuff that they do is just so unnecessary, man. And that's why I keep on saying, man, like, the first thing that we have to talk about, man, when it comes to like changing policing is community policing. Bro, if you don't stay in this neighborhood, you can't police in this neighborhood. Because if you need to make a mistake, your neighbors need to know what you did, and you need to be held accountable by the people in your neighborhood. It's a different thing. And I tell people that all the time, man. You have these officers from Broken Arrow policing out in North Tulsa, so they beat up one of these children or they do something they shouldn't do, well, they go all the way to Broken Arrow and sleep. And they're not worried about like, well, shoot, what happens if you beat up little Leroy and we all know where you stay? What happens then?
Or the fact that you know little Leroy. Yeah.
Or little Leroy's daddy. You know Leroy is bad Leroy Brown. He's the baddest man in the town. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you got to have community policing, because what happens is these white men get to come out here and do whatever they want to do and then drive wherever, go back to Sapulpa, go back to so-and-so, and then they're not in contact with black people. They're not surrounded by black people. They don't interact with black people. But what they do is they want to come out here and inflict pain and humiliate people and just be disrespectful to people. Like, bro.
But I've said this on many occasions. So I used to, before I worked for the phone company, I used to work at the Walgreens, managing the Walgreens out north, right?
Yep.
And I've said this to me on many occasions. Like, this is my thoughts on how community policing should work. Brown Gravy used to come in every
North Tulsa
night.
Brown Gravy.
Famous North Tulsa. But you and I know who Brown Gravy is, right? And if you ever met Brown Gravy and you didn't know who he is, and you was some, wet behind the ears white kid from Broken Arrow, you probably be scared of him. You know what I'm saying? Because Brown Gravy would just talk crazy.
Yeah.
But everybody know Brown Gravy is. Yeah, but that's just Brown Gravy. Man, so I can only imagine me having to call the cops on Brown Gravy and having them come out and not know what's going on.
Yeah. And they think,
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy. Yeah.
But if it's somebody from the neighborhood and they come out and I'm like, hey man, Brown Gravy outside, man, can you just make sure he cool? Oh, we get Brown Gravy, okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on, bro. You tripping. Come on.
Let me put some water on you real quick, sober you up for a second.
Yeah.
We'll make sure I'm gonna take you down the street, get you a nice little tasty freeze burger or whatever the case is. Something, man, but you see what I mean? Like that's community policing. Like who's in the community, you know what you're dealing with. Versus sending some, like I said, some wet behind the ears guy who don't know nothing about nobody and is scared out of his wits.
Thin blue line flag in his car, got a Confederate flag at his house. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, them people, like, bro, you should check these people. Like, bro, if he has a Confederate flag on anything, he shouldn't be a police officer. That shows you that there's something weird there. If he is neo-Nazi, if he's anything related with the KKK, why is he a police officer?
Yeah. And don't get me started on that rebel flag, man, because I'm just like, we're the only country in the world where it's still
cool to do that, because you can't have a Nazi flag in Germany, and they'd be like, well, it's just my heritage. No, bro, that is not your heritage.
Insane, man, insane. All right, man. So not to get harp too much on it, switch it up topics, man. So top news and entertainment, bro.
Oh man.
Oh, I hate to keep it somber, man, but I actually don't even want to keep it somber because almost like a celebration of his life. You know what I'm saying? DMX passing last week. It was a blow, man. It was a real blow. I number one, I hated the fact that people were actually posting it before. You know what I'm saying? It was even confirmed.
Bro, that was terrible.
That's just terrible. It is absolutely terrible. So, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I guess my thing was, man, what do you feel is going to be the what is DMX's legacy to you?
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
This is what. So I was super huge into DMX, like first 3 albums. And I think like after the 4th album, that's when I kind of stopped not messing with DMX as much as I did. And so like with this whole situation, the biggest thing I tell you is I thought it was terrible that people kept on trying to report he was dead before he was dead. Like, man, let his family come out and say that when they're comfortable or whatever happens. We don't have to keep on posting this. That's so much foolishness, man. Then the second thing, I think the first thing that I thought about it, or when he passed away, you know, when we talked about it in the group too, man, to know that DMX, somebody he looked up to, tricked him into trying crack. And he struggled with that addiction for the rest of his life. And ultimately that's what killed him, was that addiction that somebody tricked him into doing, man. So that always sits terrible with me. But outside of that, man, I don't think DMX was it was a very, and you know what I'm saying, I'm not here to knock Puffy, man, But it was really like Puffy had started the shiny coats, and then Jay-Z was on the big. You remember the Big Willie? You remember they used to say that kind of thing, Big Willie, and they talk about all this fancy stuff. Nas was doing that too. And I remember the first time I seen Get At Me Dog with them in the tunnel, and he had on like some overalls and and chic loops, and it was just gritty, and I was like, Then you know what I'm saying? So like I'm listening to the music this weekend, man. I was like, bro, DMX was so different. I think that's probably his biggest thing was he was so different at that moment because we had got I think people had like NWA had came out, and then the West Coast blew up, and it was so super gangster. Spice One, DJ Quick, like all that West Coast music, and everything was super gangster. Even like Scarface and Willie D and Big Mike in the South and UGK, like everybody was really like super gangster. And Puffy them came out and was like, man, we're gonna make this dance music, we're gonna have this fun. And shoot, once that people started dancing, having fun, they still had the West Coast, but it wasn't as gangster as what it was before. And man, when DMX came out, bro, it was like, man, this nigga might bite me. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, they got all these dogs and these motorcycles and these, you know what I'm saying? He growling.
It was part of that whole, to me, it was part of that whole Rough Riders, bro. When Rough Riders first hit the scene, I was like, is this like another, because, you know, you were more into East Coast than I was.
Bro.
But when DMX first hit, when his first song like hit, the first hit song he had was the man with my dogs in. And man, when I first heard him, I thought he was a knockoff of Pac. That was my first thought, to be honest with you.
You know, he hated Pac though, right?
Yeah, I didn't know this. But
yeah, you know, he made a diss song for Pac, and he was like, Pac can suck my. I was like, oh well, yeah.
So man, when I first heard him though, I was like, it's a Pac knockoff or whatever the case is, whoopie whoop. But then when I first heard his first album, like the album that came out, I think was it wasn't It's Dark and Hell is Hot. It was the other one.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot is the first one. It was Dark. Is this Dark and Hell is Hot? And then it was Flesh of My Flesh.
It was the other one. It wasn't that one. I went back and listened to that one after I listened to the other album. It was God, dog, what was the album?
So it's Dark and Hell is Hot. Then it was Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
Flesh of My Flesh and Blood of,
yeah, that was the second one.
The one.
Yeah.
Okay. It came out in the same year though, didn't it?
Yes, and they both were #1 albums. He was the first person to ever come out with 2 #1 albums in the same year.
Okay.
And at that point,
I think I remember too.
At that point, everybody thought DMX was gonna be bigger than Eminem and Jay-Z. Like they was like, oh my God, yeah.
Honestly, dude, what he was at one time. Like when you think about it, I think at one time he had like a #1 album, the #1 movie, and like a #1 single. All 3 of them back. I was just like, dang, this dude, he was doing it up. And so, man, it just you never realize how big somebody was back in the day until you really go back over some of the discography and what they did. And X was huge, man. He was just huge. And it was sad, man. I did see that clip when he was talking about how he got into crack cocaine. A friend of his that he looked up to, like literally, he said he was what, 14?
Yeah, he said the dude who introduced him to rapping was the same dude.
But I mean, he said he was what, 14 years old though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can you imagine 14 years old and the cat you looking up to literally like tricks you into smoking crack cocaine?
Yo,
like, I mean, that's terrible, man. That's terrible. And he struggled his whole life with it. His whole life with it. I think the other biggest thing that I walked out with, man, and really what made me feel sad for X, and not just for him, but for his family, was like the money situation thing, man. And I know we hate to talk about it because we're like, we don't want to disrespect him by bringing anything negative up, but I just thought that was sad, man. The fact that this man had all these hits, and I don't know if it was his, you know, from everything that I've read, he never really had a lavish lifestyle like that. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like his main focus to go out and splurge on jewelry and this and this and this and this. The man did have like what, 15 to 17 kids or something like that.
I heard 17.
But he died. But he actually ended up with like negative in debt, basically.
But
Like it's
I mean,
just
you hear that from musicians all the time, man. And then you got the thing too, man. Like did you see the terrible article in the New York Post about all the houses he lost?
oh that would now see that was terrible.
But so
Why would you put an article out like that when this man is on his deathbed?
I don't know. I have no
Like,
earth idea. That was the terriblest thing to do. But if you think about it too, though, like man, he bought a lot of houses that he ended up foreclosing on. So I think that's probably where he spent most of his money at, man.
was buying a house,
Buying
home,
houses and then losing houses.
not paying, and then not paying like taxes on it or something like that.
Yep.
I guess I don't know, man, but I just found that to be very disheartening. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate for that to be part of his legacy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it ain't gonna be part of his legacy, man. I think at the end of the day, what we're gonna talk about is his music, man. And I think if we talk about anybody outside of Robert Kelly, man, at the end of the day, when we talk about what happened, because like if we talk about ODB right now, we're gonna talk about the music. We're not gonna talk about the crazy stunts, the Grammy show stuff, the him and the wife in the limousine spending food stamps. Nobody's gonna talk about it down the road. All we're gonna talk about is Brooklyn Zoo was amazingly hard for him to rap his way, or you know what I'm saying, this and that. And I think people will do the same thing with DMX. But I think the difference between DMX is, I think DMX is going to be different because he's going to be in that Pac. He's going to be in that Pac Biggie category.
To me, he is, man, because I think somebody actually said something, and I agree with it. Like there's artists who you're like amazed at their lyrical talents. You know what I'm saying? Like when I listen to Andre 3000, I'm like, this dude's lyrics is off the chain. His lyricism is crazy. Or Twista, I'm like, man, my goodness. Or even Busta, I'm like, man, my goodness, how did this dude snap together them words like that? With X, I felt his music. You felt his music. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a Pac.
But it was different from Pac. But it was different from
Yeah.
Pac because like if you actually go and listen to DMX, like his lyrics, DMX was like super amazing on rhyme ups. He would, you know what I'm saying? He would rhyme up like 3 words at a time, like at the end and he would do it like 8 times in a row. You'd be like, God dang, he is spitting.
That's okay, that's great and all, but at the same time, I never really thought DMX was just the dopest lyricist out there.
Then you probably,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, like I felt his.
If you go and listen to him, when you hear, because like some of the stuff he'll say, or like just he'll rhyme up something on the whole time, and you have to be super technical to do that. And I think that the thing that people that threw off about DMX, they was like, well, he's so hard or he's so gritty, but he put a lot into like his words, bro. What these ladies want from a young man, that verse, it was Brenda Latifah, bro. For you to rhyme up 35 names like that, bro, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me he wasn't lyrical.
So that would actually go down in history as probably the dopest name drops on a song ever. There was Tisha, Letitia,
Tanya, Nanda, Lozanda,
Lloyd,
bro.
Carla.
You can't tell me.
Yo, I met her in a ice cream parlor.
Yeah, bro. That's that. You ain't seen nobody do that before or after.
Yeah, no, that was dope. But what I'm saying is, man, because like everybody talked about how gritty it was. One of my favorite songs that he ever did, which actually, let me ask you this question, man. Can you give like your top 5 DMX songs?
My top songs might be different from my verses. You know, I'm crazy about the verses.
I guess it don't even have to be top 5. Just
my top,
like off your cuff, man. What's your favorite song?
What's my name?
What's my name?
DMX. And I see the rest. You see the rest. They looking like they need a rest. And he would do stuff like that all the time. And people don't pay attention to that. They be like, oh, no, he just rhymed up that whole bar. Everything rhymed up right there. But it would be What's My Name? What's the other one? X gonna give it to you.
Gonna give it to you.
It's gonna deliver to you. Like, bro, he spit on that. I tell people all the time, Blackout with the Lox and Jay-Z is probably the hardest posse song ever. And bro, and going back to the lyrics, like we talked about, if you go and listen to Blackout, I want to say Sheik started, and he had a good verse. And then Jadakiss came on and he had a better verse than Sheik's. And then Styles P got on and he had a hard verse. And I was like, God dang. Then Jay-Z got on and went left. I'm a monster. I sleeps cold, want to speak up and with some like he spit. And then it was like, I'm headed no one fast, running in place, gun in my waist. I was like, bro, and DMX went left after Jay-Z. So I tell people that's the best posse song ever. And then I would probably go with Rough Rider Anthem is
Rough Riders
amazing
Anthem.
to me. And man, I struggle between what these young ladies want from a young man and what kind of games are being played, how it's going down. Like, cause that's all every time I hear it, like,
we got to
ooh,
know
give me
now.
the blood.
Is you with me or what?
The blood. Yeah, that I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, he was there. But if you listen to his verse, the third verse on What's My Name is amazing. His verse on the Scenario 2000, it was like the Jigga My Nigga remix on the Rough Riders, like a
Jigga who?
You remember the Jigga? What's my mother?
Yeah, I'm just.
They remixed it.
Did you say Jigga My Nigga?
Yeah, I know, but that's the name of the song. But his verse on that, like it was like him, Eve, the Locks, and Dragon, and he started like in a way. Or his verse on
whatever happened to Dragon?
I don't know.
Did okay. Anyway,
but then his verse on with the J.O. Felony and Method Man, what I could give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? Then he had they did a remix of Rollin' by Limp Bizkit with Redman and Method Man, and DMX went left on that too. That's what I got.
Okay. Actually, man, I'm gonna give all of those in my top 5, but there's one song that you didn't name that goes down in my top 5 of all time, and that's Slippin'. I'm slipping.
Yeah, I like Slippin' too, man. I think Slippin' is an amazing song, but I think everybody, I think it's the song that everybody be like, I honestly believe, what's the song I posted? I think he has a song that's better than Slippin' that people don't listen to like it. Dang it, I can't think of, man. But he has another song that's kind of like Slippin', and he talks about dying. He was like, the preacher seen me and was like, I can't mess with him. He gave me bad vibes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that he said in the song. And I was like, bro, that's like hard. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, what's the name of it?
It's on this, I think it's on this. Let me see if I can see it on title. But yeah, I think it's just important as Slippin', man. But everybody, and there's nothing wrong with Slippin'. Slippin' is a great song.
Anyway, I thought, man, I always loved that one. That one was dope to me. To me, it's almost like when people talk about Big,
and
I say, man, I love one of my favorite songs that Big ever did was It's Just Me and My.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of mine too.
And just me and my man, because it wasn't a commercial here, but I love that joint. That was one of my favorite joints of all time.
Correct. One more road to cross, one more road to break. Gotta live my life. If you go and listen to that song and listen, it's DMX. One more road to cross.
What's it called?
Listen to it. It's called One More Road to Cross.
Wait, which album was it on?
I believe it was on Flesh of My Flesh. Nope, it was on the third album.
No, I was gonna say that. I don't think that was on that one.
It was on, and then there was X.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. All right, man. So staying into the entertainment, let's dig into some movies and shows, man. We've been on some shows here lately, and we haven't really had a time to discuss.
Hey, bro, before we get into the shows, I did want to, while we're still on the music, the verses, because we really didn't get to talk about the Ozzy Brothers and the Earth, Wind, and Fire verses, and I don't have to get a lot into that. Yeah. But the thing is, too, like, this is the last time we'll really talk before the Method Man and Redman verses next week.
Okay, is that coming up next
420
Saturday or next Sunday?
It's next Tuesday. It's 420. It's on 420.
Oh, they have it on 420. Okay,
yeah, it's the How High edition.
Hey man, so I know you was jamming out that night, man. Listening to Ozzy Brothers,
bro.
Roll down with your boys, Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. So give us your rundown on that verses, bro.
The biggest thing that I'm gonna say to you, man, it was so much music, man. It was so like the biggest thing that I took away from it was like how much of a fan they were of each other's work and how cool they really were. And I think one of the things we talked about was like the song they got, Devotion. And then when the Ozzy brother dude was like, man, he was like, nigga, I wanted a Devotion song, so I did Choosy Lover. And I was like, what? Based off
And he
of
called him up and he told him.
yeah, and he's like, bro, I did a song that sounds just like your song. I hope you cool with it. And he was like, oh man, thank you for even you know what I'm saying? They were just happy that they would even think to do that. So I think that was crazy. And then I think a lot of time, what I really did notice too, I didn't think none of the Ozzy Brothers of Earth, Wind and Fire, none of those songs were negative songs, man. There was no like she's cheating on me, I hate her, get out my face. Well, maybe like the Contagious, but that was like down the line. But like Earth, Wind, and Fire songs are like super positive. I was into Earth. I was like, do they even have any negative songs? Like, just think about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I was thinking.
I remember. So I was talking to my wife about this, man, because we were driving somewhere and Marvin came on.
Oh,
and I was
know
like,
how you are about
man,
Marvin.
every time a Marvin song come on, you know, I'm like, God, dog, go ahead, get some of that Marvin in your system. Distant lover.
Oh no, man.
Ooh, baby. But I was telling her, like, man, you know what's crazy is we just don't have this no more. Like, I turn the radio on, and I mean, I swear for God, bro, it is just a completely different world, man. I hate to sound like that old man. Is just like, well, my generation, we always walked everywhere uphill in molasses, snow, barefoot. But just okay. But
we don't got to the point where they ain't even rapping no more, man. It's just like it's like an auto-tune cadence thing now that everybody does, man. It's just like
I'm talking about the actual. I'm talking about the subject. Like, there's no substance of just. Man, can you get like you talked about how Earth, Wind, and Fire, and to me that verses when we watched it, because I know you was so hype on it. I fell asleep when Ozzy did the when they did the oh man, what song did they do? Give me the Ozzy Brother song, man. I'm old.
Which one? Like Harvest for the World? I know a lot of people don't know Harvest for the World, but like they did like a lot. They did like Hello. They did Don't Say Just Say Yes. Was it Don't Say No Again? What, bro? You know they have so many. They did Choosy Lover. They did In Between the Sheets. They did In Between the Sheets. Voyage to Atlantis. So when they came on with when they came on In Between the Sheets, I actually fell off sleep. And when I rewatched it though, that shows what type of person you are.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, man. I was tired today. Man, to me, it almost felt like a O'Brien Park barbecue. Listening to that music.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the feeling you have listening to that music. Like O'Brien Park barbecue. Just, you know what I'm saying? Your people all around playing dominoes, just having a cool time like that.
Bro.
Can we get that vibe back in some music? That's all I'm asking.
My wife looked me in the face. She was like, we gonna do this all night? We're gonna do this all night. I was like, baby, I'm just letting you know it's going down. And she was like, look, don't say nothing to me when you're sore in the morning, because you've danced for 2 hours straight right now.
Dancing.
Yeah, and I was like, well, shoot, baby, I got 2 more hours left. Oh, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? I was sore. I was terribly sore the next day. But man, it was amazing. And then so like now what I'm thinking is too is like, I don't think people really understand how much music Method Man has.
Oh, for this next one coming up.
Because I think we think of Method Man, and we think of Wu-Tang, and we be like, you know, Method Man is all right or whatever. But we don't never realize Method Man was the commercial dude out of the Wu-Tang. So he has more guest verses probably than anybody we know. Method Man is the only person but you could do guest verses on verses. So you think about
but that's what I'm saying. That's why people don't know like how much music he has, because a lot of his music was not like his own personal album.
It don't matter though. Like, it don't matter. Like he was on a song with Pac. He was on a song with Big. Like who else? How else can we do that?
No, yeah. I mean, he's got music galore. Bro. I'm just saying people won't be like, oh, Method's album just dropped. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was never really the thing with Method Man.
I think
I remember when the Method Man Redman came out.
I remember the first 2 Method Man albums. I actually remember the first 2 because he had a Chris Rock skit on the second one. But his first album was great. I think all the first Wu-Tang albums was great though. From everybody, the first album and everybody's first solo albums were all great. Then I think that's when they all kind of got into their different things.
All right, well, the next one's coming up, man. Method Man, Redman.
Yeah,
it blows down.
Yes, sir.
Um,
That's all I had. I don't really have nothing else about it.
all right, bet. All right, man. So on to some movies and shows, man. So we have both been watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And it just completed episode, what was it, 3 or 4? This was
is
3, wasn't
episode
it?
4.
Episode
Spoiler
4?
alert too. Well, we're gonna get
Oh,
into
spoiler
it.
alert for any of the movies we talked to. So if you haven't seen it or watched it, I don't know why you wouldn't have right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Go watch it and come back. But man, this last episode, bro, we got introduced back to our Wakanda warrior princesses. Bro, what you think? What do you think so far? What actually stood out to you from the episodes besides, you know what I'm saying, the obvious?
Bro, man, but you know what the crazy thing is, I told you the first conversation we had, I said this Captain America is different. I said he's using a gun, he don't seem right, he don't feel right. And I knew it. I'm like, Captain, bro, just don't, huh?
I was gonna say, remember though, on the first, and I didn't like the first movie. I only watched it like once or twice. The first Captain America.
Yeah, I know.
But remember, in the first Captain America, he actually was using a gun in war.
Yeah, because they was in war though too, and he was attacking bases, and he was so.
I mean, granted, yes.
Yeah, this dude was fighting. He was just fighting another person, and he used the gun, and then that threw me off. And then him and his homeboy had a weird relationship. That was kind of weird too. And I was like, I don't like this new Captain America. So then when Zemo came back last episode, did you see Zemo dancing last episode? Was that not weird?
That was funny. It was funny to me, man. I was actually laughing when it happened. I said,
oh, look at it. Oh, get it.
So he may or may not have looked like me on the dance floor. So
oh my god, he may or may not have. You know, they released like a long like an hour.
Yeah, like an hour or two, like, 2 hours of him dancing.
That's funny.
I'm like, oh man.
But the Falcon, man, the Falcon realizing that there was a black super soldier has been playing on his mind, and you can see that in the last 2 shows. And I like how Falcon and Bucky are getting along and how they play off each other. It was just crazy at the end of that last episode when he was like, hold on, I'm gonna walk in here by myself. And I was like, who goes on a walk at this odd time? And then he found little balls, and I was like, I should know what those are. And then I seen the lady, I said, that's why I should have knew what those were. The Wakanda people. But man,
bro, is it just me, or every time like anybody from Black Panther comes up now, I automatically get hype on screen when they get on screen. I swear for God, man, it could be Suri shows up and I'm just like,
I mean, that, you know what I'm saying? That might be your thing, man. It's not, it's for me.
I don't know.
For me, with the Captain America, with the Winter and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's just the odd people that are showing up. Because when I seen Sherry Carter, I was like, that's the Carter, that's the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like she was the one. Who, you know what I'm saying? So I've been hyped to see when they went and got Zemo. I was hyped when they went and seen Isaiah Bradley. I was hyped. So I've been hyped for everybody new, because it's just. The crazy thing is they're bringing so much into this story, man. I'm like, bro, they are writing their tails off here. But then, man, when Captain America put his hand on her shoulder,
that's when you knew it was over.
Oh, buddy, when I tell you they pulled out them what do you say, the shiny sticks, or what he said something like that, bro. They was
something like that. I was like, okay.
I was over here
about to go down.
I was over here like the first time we saw the dragons in war on Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? You remember when they blew up, when they burnt the whole field of soldiers? Yeah. That's how I was hyped like that when they started fighting last night.
That's what I'm saying though, man. I'm always that hype whenever Wakanda shows up on one of these screens, man. I don't care what it is. Because even when I watched Endgame and he was like, Cap on your left. And Black Panther was the first one to come out of one of the little wizard openings or whatever. Dude, I was in the theater talking about Umbambe. Bro, I just get hyped whenever I see Black Panther, man. I don't know.
I'll be hyped about everything, man. I ain't gonna never be like no. And I love Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? But I be hyped for everything because I be just seeing how they be like putting stuff in, and I'm like, God dang, they put this in there too, or oh my God, look at this, or look at this. So
man, I gotta say, Marvel is on one, man. They really are,
bro. Dude, they in that groove. I can't wait till this Loki come out. I want to see how this Loki gonna play out. And then did you see
that one actually looks good too.
Did you see the preview for Loki?
Yeah, I did.
Bro, I
man,
swear
the
to
thing
God,
about it is even these shows, these, you know what I'm saying, like 6 episodes, 7 episode shows are coming off like movie productions. Because even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it looks like it could have been an actual, as far as the production goes, it looked like it could have been a for real movie. The action scenes are dope. I mean, man, what did you think about the ending though on Falcon and the Winter Soldier with Captain America, who's been getting death threats in real life?
Oh yeah, which is crazy.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
People don't hate the actual actor.
He's an actor.
You can hate the hate the actor and the thing, but don't hate the. Come on, man. Come on,
this
people.
dude is just trying to earn a check, man.
Yeah, but what did you think? I don't like the new Captain America, period. But what did you think about the end, man, when he killed old boy?
It's gonna force him. It's gonna force something to happen because now he killed this dude. Did you see? I as soon as I seen the dude say I'm sorry, and I was like, he has to kill him, and he was mad. Yeah. And he took that serum. I know he took the serum because he did some moves. I was like, wait a minute, he shouldn't be able to do what he just did.
I was thinking about that initially when he threw this is before he picked up the vial of the serum. He threw the shield and it went straight into the concrete wall, brick wall, whatever. And I was like, is he powerful like that?
No, I mean, he wasn't. But you remember? Did you see him jump out the window?
But then when he got whooped by that's when I was like, okay, yes. Now I know he gonna take that serum and try to get his little because he like, I got beat up by some chicks, man. So now, yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy. So, but yeah, it was. I thought the imagery of the ending was dope to me, like Captain America shield
with the blood on the shield,
had blood on the end of it. I was like, that
that was so purposely. I was like, look at that.
Yep.
But so
whole bunch of imagery from that,
bro. So I definitely want to see. Well, this is episode 4, so there's 2 more episodes, right? So I definitely want to see what they do with the last 2 episodes, man. But like I was telling you too about the Loki miniseries. There were probably 4 or 5 times in the previews where I was like, is that Dr. Doom? Is that bro? And I kept looking at it because it was like a like, you know how you always have the hood and the cloak on.
Yeah.
And it was like 4 times where I was like, is that Dr. Doom?
Bro, before I forget to tell you, man. So I don't know how much you've been keeping up, but the next episode on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there is supposed to be a big reveal of a character. I'm thinking it's Dr. Doom, but they keep saying it's a female, or maybe a female. I don't know. All I know is from what they've said, even the director said there's a big character reveal in the next episode. And I'm thinking to myself, like, there is only one person who hasn't showed himself in this Falcon and Winter Soldier that I still wonder who it is, and that's the what do they call him in the show? They called him the traitor, not the power broker, but power broker. Yeah. Oh. So I'm wondering if the power broker is actually Dr. Doom.
That could be something too, man. I've heard a lot of stuff about Doctor Strange lately, and I've heard a lot of stuff about the Fantastic Four. And we thought Dr. Reed, the stretch dude from the Fantastic Four, they thought he was going to show up in WandaVision. So to me, I would expect something out of the Fantastic Four, and that's where Dr. Doom comes from too. So
yeah, I mean, because when he was talking about how he's a Baron, Zemo was like, he's a Baron. That's the first thing I thought about was, well, they need to have Dr. Doom on her.
Victor,
because ain't he a Baron too?
Victor Van Doom. He was like the president or something of his own country, and like, so they couldn't really never touch him because they were outside of his jurisdiction. It was always something weird with him. They couldn't attack him because he had his own thing, and it had always been something weird with Dr. Doom. But when I seen the Loki thing, I was like, bro, is that Dr. Doom? It looks like Dr. Doom. So
we'll see, man. We'll see. All right, man. So there's another show that I got you hooked on finally.
Oh my god,
that, man! I'm hoping that this is episode 5 just came out. There's 3 more episodes in the season, so it's 8 episodes altogether. So, Invincible on Amazon Prime. If you have not watched it, spoiler alert, of course. I'm telling everybody about it, man. This is a dope show. I've gotten to the point now where I actually watch this before I watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm so interested in this plot, man, and how this is gonna turn out. I'm still just like, bro, he just killed all these superheroes. What's gonna happen? Like, what did he do? What did he do this for? Like, what happened? And it was
and they still haven't revealed like nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? And they
about like why he did it. That's just
so
I don't know.
I think that's the biggest reason why I continue to watch it, because like this week episode, when he was like, man, I'm gonna go and help this dude, he said, you'll be making a grave mistake. And he was like, this is beneath you. And so his dad says stuff all the time. He'd be like, this just don't seem right.
He'll give you like little hinters, like, is this dude like semi-psycho? And he just like, ever so often just shows up.
Dude, I thought everybody was gonna die in the fight scene at the end. I said, oh my God, they supposed to kill all of these people too.
Bro.
I was like, oh my God, they supposed to kill all of these people.
Man, I think that's the reason why I'm so intrigued by this show. Number one, because I like how they do the characters in this deal. Like, to me, this last episode, when I hit you and I was like, man, I just watched this last episode. It was dope. Did that not remind you of Luke Cage, the dude in this last episode, the black dude in this last episode, turned himself into rock?
Yeah.
But his story just like was it not his story per se, but just his powers reminded me of Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And the way the ending worked out, like how he became the new crime lord or whatever.
I
thought that was crazy. I was like,
I didn't see that coming at all. Yeah,
I did not see that coming. But yeah, man, I'm into this show, bro. Like they are like pulling out all the stops. Because just when you think it's like some kind of a normal superhero, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is just a normal superhero, you know what I'm saying, theme or whatever they're gonna throw in here. They throw in a curveball, somebody dies, and it's gruesome.
Yeah.
I think, bro, the black dude at the end, Black Samson, when he was like, invincible, and he went after the dude, I was like, okay, he's about to die.
Yeah, dude, I thought all of them was gonna die. I was like, oh my God, they supposed to kill all. Then the dude just left, and I was like, boy, I'm glad he left, because he was gonna kill everybody.
Dude, everybody. I was like, Jesus.
So I watch Invincible first, because I think Invincible is new, and I don't have expectations for it. So I'll be like, I watch it and it'll be good and be like so and so. But when I'll be like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'll be like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna show up? So I always watch Invincible first too, just because it's easier for me to watch. I don't think so much about it like I do Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But man, and then
you enjoying it though, man?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah, the daddy from Family Matters finally showed up. Did you see him?
Winslow.
Yeah, Carl Winslow finally showed up too. I was like, there you go. So that was cool, man. I'm really enjoying the show, man. It's just it's so crazy though, because I think one of the things that we talked about when we talked about All American, like the first two seasons of All American were amazing, but this last season of All American has been terrible. And I think they finally came out with that last episode tonight, so I'm pretty sure me and my wife will watch it tonight. But this All American has been so predictable, man. And you like, all right, Olivia been drinking all day. You know what I'm saying? Now she looking at, she was Spencer and her in the car, and I was like, she just gonna keep looking him in the face like this while she been driving and drinking all day. I was like, why she get in the car wreck? Bam, she got in the car wreck. And I've done every show like that of All American this season. So
see, man, that makes me not want to watch it, man. Because we sat down and we wanted to go through we wanted to wait for every episode to come out and then go back and watch it.
Bro, it's been hard to watch, man. It's definitely been different than what it was the year before, man. But so like the thing is, and where the difference is in All American and Invincible is every time in Invincible, she was like, you've been late. And he was like, I promise I will not be late this time. And they be doing the date, then he late. And I was like, man, he can't be late the next time. He was late. Then it's like, you're coming to see my mama. Do not be late. He's like, I will not be late. He was late. And I was like, God dang. So we're going
I think she's gonna end up dumping him, man.
She's gonna have to dump him, and he's gonna have to tell her the truth. I think that's how it's gonna end up working. She's gonna either dump him and he has to live with it, or he's gonna have to tell her the truth about who he really is.
I thought he was gonna do it. He was like right at the cusp of it.
Twice.
And I was like, okay, he's about to
did
say
it twice. Yeah.
And then he didn't do it. And I was like, okay, well, never mind. So I don't know, man.
But you know what else I like about Invincible though, too, though? They'd be like, it'd be so random. They'll be talking. They'll be so and so, and then so and so would be like, "What's your name?" And it'd be like, And I'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great."
It's supposed to be like the introduction to the show. It may
But
be like 15 minutes in.
It was 17
It'd be
minutes
like
in this
15
time.
minutes in,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh,"
It'd be like, "Oh, you're invincible." I was like, "Oh, man,
all right, here we go."
That's pretty dope."
Yeah.
Man, so there's another movie actually dropping this. I think it's this weekend. Mortal Kombat comes out this month.
Yeah.
This weekend. Yeah, this weekend.
I believe so.
This one is supposed to be like for real, not like the one that came out back in the 90s, Mortal Kombat. So we shall see. Everybody keeps talking about it like it's supposed to be the next sliced cheese for all that, but
I'm good.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
check it out.
I mean,
it's
we got
on
HBO Max. Yeah, I was gonna say we got HBO Max, so I'll watch it. But
so
I still ain't watched Godzilla and King Kong.
Oh man, I had to skip through, brother. I couldn't. I guess I'm bad that way. So I could care less about humans in those movies. And they had too much of it. So I just kind of fast forwarded to the fights.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see the fights.
The girls want to watch it. The girls want to watch it. So we decided we're gonna go to the drive-in and see it this week. I think we're gonna go to the drive-in on Friday and see it. But
is it playing the drive-in?
Mm-hmm. I'm planning to drive
that's
in.
dope.
So we're gonna go and see it's King Kong, and on the other side is the Araya and the Secret, like whatever the Disney thing that just came out. So
okay.
Yeah. So we're going to
enjoy it, man.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not
theater.
I don't think Mortal it's drive-in. It's not. We ain't going to no real movie theater.
Well, I mean, just even to an actual movie.
Yeah. Just
you know
watch a movie. Yeah.
Everything definitely. I've watched during the past year has been at home. So just going to go see a movie, no matter if it's at the drive-through or the.
We're gonna spike soon. We're gonna spike soon with everybody getting these vaccinations, right?
Man, they keep talking about it.
Because like, everybody getting these vaccinations and now they feel like they don't have like this, like it's gone.
Yeah. I still walk into places with my mask on, brother.
Oh, I'm not going nowhere without a mask. And when I do see a person without a mask, I'll be like, he's racist. Look at him. Look at the racist. Only racist people don't wear a mask.
Oh my goodness. All right, man. So anything else you got on the list for the day, brother?
No, I think I'm good there, man.
Before we end off the show.
I'm good.
All right. Well, hey, listen, my peoples, if you would please like and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something. And Amazon.
Oh,
or you can find us on YouTube, obviously.
All right, sweet. All right, man. Shoot, it's been cool. It's been a real one, another good one, dog.
All right, bro. I'm to go and watch this episode of All American and be mad at Coop for the whole episode.
That Coop face.
Oh, like here we go. Here's you doing too much again. God dang it.
The local gang maker about to kill me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Coop. All right, bro. I'll holler at you, man. Been real.
All right, bro.